discussing a series of questions. First one is, what Buddhism can contribute toward the progress of mankind? And the second question is, why Buddhist countries remain as undeveloped or underdeveloped countries? Now these are the two questions because they are related to each other. The answer to the first question, I would like to say, how are we going to define this word human progress? What Buddhism can contribute towards the human progress? Whether it is Buddhism or any other ism, what is the purpose of a religion? In spite of various other techniques and science and technologies, why religion is needed? And what is the purpose of a religion? So when we analyze the purpose of religion, then we can understand what a religion can contribute, whether it is Buddhism or otherwise. The main purpose of religion is to train, if not to culture, human minds. If religion cannot do that, there is no meaning at all of following any religion. Because for worldly progress, there are so many other techniques. But religion can contribute which other techniques or other methods cannot do anything. Take for instance, those who work for their worldly comforts, worldly happiness, pleasure, for their wealth and property, or name and fame and publicity, having gone through various channels and through their trials and errors, according to their experience, each and every person grumble, complain, and develop more confusion, uneasiness, unhappiness, frustration in their mind. So when you refer to various other countries where people are very rich, their knowledge is very advanced, and the crimes, immoral practices, cruelty, cunningness, when you observe very carefully, more advanced than in any other poor countries. Here you can understand where the human progress remains. We are crazy for worldly material gain, thinking that we can find happiness. We never gain it. Please remember. In the end, definitely we complain. If not, one day we had to depart from this world as unsatisfied, frustrated human being. Religion, especially Buddhism, very clearly explain this situation. Because of this, many people try to introduce Buddhism as a pessimistic religion never gives hope and confidence and try to point out the ill of our life. So this allegation is entirely wrong. Please remember, the Buddha is an enlightened religious teacher. He never tried to console you by promising or asking you to come and worship and pray and do some offerings and believe and respect in him. In the end, you can gain your final salvation, you can have eternal life, you can enjoy your life forever. The Buddha never uttered such words because there is no ground for Buddha to utter such words. Since he has revealed the fact or reality in our existence, as worldly minded people, we cannot satisfy with his interpretation or explanation. That is the problem. One day when we realize what this world where we live and what this life that we possess so much, it is due to our misconception or ignorance. We value all these things in worldly sense in spite of various sufferings and calamities and problems. Where is worldly problem? Worldly progress or human progress? By developing our way of life, our comfort, our pleasure. Where is the end of it? If human beings cannot live together without fear, without suspicion, then where is the progress in the human mind? The development takes place in the mind, not in the world. There is no world without mind. We create the world. We create everything according to our concept. Then we measure, we value, we condemn, we appreciate. For all these things, we say world. When you talk about problems and sufferings in this world, what do we say? Oh, what to do? World is like this. World is wrong, but nothing wrong with you. This is the way how you try to define. Cruelty, cunningness, selfishness, all these evil forces are in the human mind, not in the world. So we believe humans are more advanced than animals and some other living beings. But if you can observe unbiasedly, actually there is no reason for us to say human beings are more advanced. We have broken, we have violated all the natural forces, natural phenomena, natural way of life, natural way of living, but the other living beings try to adapt themselves to live in accordance with the nature, or they lead a natural life. After violating all these natural things, we grumble, we complain, we accuse, we cry. By destroying this world, we say we are developing this world. In time to come, there will be a day that we won't be able to survive on this earth. We won't be able to breathe. Each and every person must carry an oxygen tank because of the development. And we think we are educated, we have religions, we have scientific knowledge. In time to come, each and every person must carry a gun or a pistol for their protection. Protect themselves from human beings, not from the devils, not from animals. We can trust animals, we can trust devils, but we cannot trust human beings today. Then where is the progress? So can science or technology or any other academic knowledge solve this problem? They aggravate the situation. They contribute more people to become more selfish, more cruel, and more cunning. Now you can understand why religion is needed. What happened to poor religion? When that cunning and selfish man handled this religion, he has twisted, changed everything, misinterpreted, misled the public in the name of religion for their own benefit, for their material gain, but not to contribute anything for the progress of mankind. If the purpose of religion is to educate, to cultivate, to train the mankind for them to live peacefully, happily, without violating justice or peace, how can they introduce very unhealthy religious competition to drag others into their religion? Because every religion is trying to train, to educate, to teach people how to live as cultured, harmless, respectable, noble human beings. Then why it is necessary for them to drag others into their religious group and give another religious label? What miracles they have performed so far? It clearly shows they are using religion only for their own benefit, worldly material gain, authority and power. So the name of poor religion is also distorted. So many people got fed up with religion in various other countries. The Buddha's attitude towards our human problems and progress. Here in one place, in Dhammapada, the Buddha says, Nasya lokavadhano Don't waste your valuable human life only for this so-called worldly progress. What is this worldly progress? To increase your craving, your desire, your selfishness. You organize, you produce, you create so many things. You regard this as worldly progress. Because of this progress, now we have no peace. You cannot sleep. Your life also in danger. You must have bodyguard. You must have big Alsatian dog at home. And to look after them, how much you have to spend per month. Even then, you shiver at home when little bit of disturbances come at night time. Is that the progress that you expected? Can you sleep peacefully? Or one day, can you die peacefully? That is why we are crazy. Without realizing the nature of world and worldly conditions and situations. Why do people fight all over the world? Every day when you read the newspaper, how many items are there? Killing and killing and killing and killing and killing, bomb, time bomb, blast and 150, 60 within 1 minute. That is called human progress. Those days when they want to fight, they come face to face. They fight gently. There is an art of fighting. Today, there is no such fight. One man can kill few thousand within 1 minute. Remote control time bomb. Just sit down here, one time bomb, finish within 1 minute, all of you turn into ashes. Human progress. So when we were young, small children, say about 50 years ago, we never complained why there's an electric failure, why no fan, why no air condition, why no television, why no telephone, and why no cinemas. We never complained because we never had any idea. That is called contentment. We had contentment at that time. We had enough food. We had our shelter to rest and sleep. We had our clothing. And we have medicines when we are sick. And occasionally we go out and play. What else do we need? I do not know whether you have read in that book, Whither Mankind. One chapter there, the ancient Chinese wisdom. The last item there. I really appreciate that. What a poor man says. A poem written by a Chinese scholar. He says, when evening the sun set, I go and relax. That means I can sleep peacefully. I have my own paddy field for me to cultivate for my food. I have my own well to drink and take bath for me. I have my own shelter for me to relax and sleep. Then, what care I? The power of the emperor. Who is that man? It's a beautiful saying, very meaningful. Independence and contentment, both are there. He does not depend on others for anything. He got his food, he got his water, he got his shelter, and he can relax peacefully without disturbances. But those people who got millions and billions and trillions can relax, can sleep peacefully, can maintain such peace and happiness and contentment and satisfaction in their mind. Then where is the progress? That is the real progress in the man's mind. We had to reduce our crazy attitude. Otherwise, we develop more and more tension, fear, nervous breakdown. How many thousands and thousands of young fellows, young boys and girls, are suffering from nervous breakdown, mental disturbances, gastric ulcer. But they never realize their minds have created all these disturbances. They have never come from outside. Because no satisfaction over anxieties, then fear, suspicion, ambition, create lot of disturbances to our physical body and brain. We damage our physical body also. And in the end we die as unfortunate, unsatisfied human beings. These are the things that the Buddha has pointed out for us to understand earlier. A lot of people come and complain. We have everything. But we are not happy. We believe someone has done some charms or black magic. This is the only thing that they can suspect. For everything they suspect charms and black magic. Then ask us to do something for them. But when they go to some other places, they try to bluff these people. Yes, definitely someone has done something for you. Don't worry, we can make something for you. It costs about $500 or $1,000. Don't worry. And after that, no effect. Then he goes to another place. Many temples, many places, and astrologers, and so many. Spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. In the end, nothing. Now this is called human stupidity. Because they cannot understand where the secret is for these problems. That is why religious education is important earlier, for you to understand. Certain problems are natural. If you want to exist, if you want to live, definitely you have to face this problem. No solution. Then make up your mind. When such problems arise, then you can, yes, I knew these problems are natural. No one can escape. Unavoidable. Then you can strengthen your mind, not to worry about that. But many other problems we invite due to our ignorance, craze, anxieties, too much of ambition. We can overcome such problems if you can understand this situation. Then so many other things you can avoid by adapting your way of life without violating natural way of life. Many sicknesses, many problems, many mental problems you can avoid if you know how to lead a natural way of life. Animals who associate with us, like cats and dogs and some birds also, suffer from the same sicknesses because we feed them. We change their natural way of life. But when they are alone, before they started to associate with human beings, they were free from many of these sicknesses. Let us take simple example. Certain female dogs in their houses cannot give birth without inviting a doctor now. Usually you don't send them to maternity ward, but cannot give birth. But when they were in the jungle or somewhere else, they never experienced this problem. This is the danger of our human life. Not only that. When we were small children, we never heard anything about maternity ward or midwife or doctors for mothers to give birth. And no problems also, very seldom they had some difficulties. Natural birth. I heard about 100 years ago in China, some of those mothers, without any doctors or midwife or anybody, after giving birth, and next day they go out and work because of their natural way of life. And today, they had to book the hospital 6 months earlier. Every month go and check up and peep and see whether boy or girl, and worry. And these worries create a lot of problems. But those days, they work up to the last date. They take natural food. So we have invited all these problems by changing our way of life. So what we introduce as human progress is actually artificial, superficial, and lot of damages we have created because of the so-called progress. In certain countries, many people are going back to the jungles and hills and take natural vegetable food, fresh air, fresh water, and relax. They say they really experience peace, satisfaction in their life. Religion can contribute, especially Buddhism, for the progress of mankind. Now let us talk about worldly progress. People say Buddhist countries are very poor. They depend on others. Before science and technology and modern so-called development taken place, they had their own satisfaction to satisfy with their own thing without depending on others. By introducing all sorts of new gadgets, those people have spoiled innocent people. Having seen how others use these gadgets, then they go crazy. Why not we also get all these things? Then start all sort of crimes and immoral practices and cunningness to gain more and more new gadgets. When we could manage to satisfy with our own things, we did not develop this kind of dangerous mental attitude. Again, many people have misinterpreted religion, saying, especially Buddhism, hinders the worldly progress. This is another stupid allegation. It depends on how we handle religion. Now let us take Japan. Japan is a Buddhist country. I think nearly 75% claim Buddhism. So do you think there is no progress in Japan? Now let us take some other countries like Sri Lanka, Thailand, Burma. Few hundred years ago, the whole world respected those countries. They have gone to these countries to learn how to lead a respectable, noble life. Because they were not crazy for all these modern gadgets at that time. Morals, ethics, spiritual development, mental training, contentment are the virtues, developments in their mind. Today, they were corrupted or spoiled. In time to come, the situation become very dangerous because others have completely spoiled those countries. Because of that, people say Buddhist countries are poor countries. And why people still respect those countries? Why whole world respect India? India is a poor country. But when we mention the name of India, many people pay respect like this. Because most of those enlightened, holy, religious teachers are produced by that country. And that country and those enlightened religious teachers guided the whole mankind all over the world. So since we are worldly minded, crazy for worldly progress and pleasure, not knowing in the end we have to suffer, we have misused and abused religion. Actually, we do not practice religion. We use religion to satisfy mostly for our material gain and worldly happiness. We have not learned to go further. So all the existing religions have gone out of the way. They are not leading towards the spiritual development. These are the words which remain in the religious dictionaries. These words. When we preach, when we talk, when we write, every religion used all these words. But when we examine their mind, most of them are very selfish, very cunning and worldly minded. Use religion, that is, as I mentioned earlier, this unhealthy religious competition exists because of this selfishness. So I think, coming to 9 o'clock, so in brief I have answered these two questions.